Thank you. So good evening, everybody. Welcome to our public hearing. I had a quick look at the names, so it's good to see some of the people who typically turn up here in person weren't able to make it, but you're online with us, so I appreciate that. We don't really have anybody present in the auditorium except for DOT staff, so we outnumber the audience, but we're here just in case anybody did come. We have several people online, so that's great. Each year, the department, in conjunction with our partners, various partners, develop this 5-year program. And that's basically a listing of all the projects that the DOT can afford to fund over the next 5 years. In District 4, that program totals about $5.9 billion for the 5 years. So it's a healthy program, very similar to last year's numbers for District 4. I'd like to thank everybody who's been involved in this, absolutely immersed in the work program over the past, I guess, 4 months maybe. We're a month later than we would typically be for this meeting, and that's because of the revenue estimate issues with the pandemic. And we got our numbers about a month later than we typically would. So our development of the work program was about a month later than typically would. We would usually be having this before the holidays, so now we're having it right afterwards. I mentioned the revenue estimating reduction. So the department is funded typically or mostly with gas tax, and the amount of miles driven dropped quite a lot as soon as the pandemic started, and it's been slowly recovering. So that's good, but it's recovering, but we did have an impact in our funding. So less funding available means an impact on the program, and you'll see an impact in our program, but it's more in the mix of the projects that are there versus the overall dollar amount. We have more resurfacing and that type of thing. But a difficult year for everybody involved. All of our MPOs, TPOs, our own staff, I'd like to really thank them for all the work that was put in to get this to the finish line. As with every year, the needs that everybody has identified, all the MPOs, TPOs, greatly exceed the funding available. So it's a delicate balancing act of keeping projects moving through the system in each phase, at the same time as trying to reach out and program the priorities people have. The life cycle, as hopefully a lot of you are aware of a project is very long. And the work program video, I think you'll see in that it's a long cycle. So we try and keep the projects moving through the various phases. You'll see mainly state funding and federal funding is supporting our projects in our program. And it funds a variety of projects. There are projects that DOT works on exclusively, not exclusively, but you would typically see mostly our projects, so bridges, roads, that type of thing. But there's a lot of different types of funding in this program for aviation, for transit, seaports, and those are our partner agencies where we will use state funding to help fund their improvements as well. They'll typically carry out that work, but we are a funding agency for them. Anyway, I encourage you to participate in the process. Please, you have the ability to submit your comments here. And I'm going to hand it over now, and we'll get into some of the more detail on the work program itself. Billy? Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Secretary. Good evening and welcome to the Florida Department of Transportation District 4 public hearing and webinar. Tonight, we will present the draft tentative work program for projects in Broward, Palm Beach, Martin, St. Lucie, and Indian River County, along with the Florida's Turnpike projects in this region, programmed between July 1, 2021 and June 30, 2026. Today is January 26, 2021. My name is Guillermo Canedo. I am the Public Information Director for the Florida Department of Transportation in District 4. This public hearing is being conducted pursuant to Florida Statute 339.135, Parent 4. The purpose of this hearing is to consider the department's draft tentative work program, which addresses the scheduling or programming for funding of the various phases of each project in the upcoming 5-year period, and to receive public comments on those schedules. This hearing was advertised in the Florida Administrative Register, in local media, and posted on the Florida Department of Transportation website. Public participation is solicited without regard to race, color, national origin, age, sex, religion, disability, or family status. Any person, persons, or beneficiary who believe they have been subjected to discrimination may file a written complaint to the Florida Department of Transportation Equal Opportunity Office, 605 Suwannee Street, Tallahassee, Florida, 32399-4045. Or you may contact the district's Title VI coordinator at Florida Department of Transportation, District 4, Title VI Program Office, 3400 West Commercial Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33309-3421. The format of tonight's hearing is a webinar. If you are joining us, then you have either registered and are attending online or via the app, or you are present at the District 4 headquarters in Fort Lauderdale. If you are using the app, you may need to switch between views to see both the presentation and the speaker. Tonight's agenda will include a presentation that explains the FDOT's work program process and a presentation of select projects included in the draft tentative work program for the 5-county region. After the presentations, we will open the hearing to receive comments and questions from the public regarding the material presented tonight. While participation in this webcast is slightly different than a traditional public hearing, we do encourage your questions and comments, which may be submitted in several ways. Persons attending from a computer can submit a written question or comment through the questions box in the webinar menu on your screen. Also, in order to hear this presentation, you will need to select either the mic and speakers box or telephone option. If you have selected the telephone option, you must call in to the phone number indicated. Please note, all of your microphones are muted. Staff will compile the online questions and comments, and we read them for the benefit of everyone attending. Persons attending at the District 4 headquarters may provide written or verbal comments. Please fill out a comment card and pass it to one of our staff. If you wish to make your comment verbally, we will call you up to the microphone at the time. If you wish to submit your comments or questions in writing, hand those to our staff and they will be included in the record of this webinar. We will continue to accept comments through the webinar question box until the public hearing ends this evening. After tonight's hearing, we will accept written comments for 10 days. These comments should be sent to Mr. Jerry O'Reilly, PE, District 4 Secretary. They can be emailed to jerry.o'reilly@dot.state.fl.us. Or you can send them by U.S. mail to Jerry O'Reilly, PE, District 4 Secretary, FDOT District 4, 3400 West Commercial Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33309-3421. All comments and questions received after tonight will be responded to within 7 days. Meeting materials for this hearing, including an entire list of proposed projects for the 5-county region, can be found on FDOT's website at the address shown on this slide. This hearing is being recorded and will be available on this website by February 3, 2021.
The state of Florida has recently surpassed New York as the third most populous state in the U.S., with nearly 20 million residents. Even more staggering, Florida has 100 million visitors coming to the beautiful Sunshine State every year, and 50 million of these visitors arrive by car. Our infrastructure and planning are integral to the state's success, economic growth, and vitality. Transportation impacts where we live, work, and play. Helping meet the transportation needs of residents and visitors to this great state through stable and long-term planning is the primary responsibility of the Florida Department of Transportation. The Florida Department of Transportation plans, develops, and implements multimodal projects or infrastructure to meet the long-term transportation needs of Florida's residents and visitors through a stable work program. The FDOT consists of 7 districts and the Florida Turnpike Enterprise. District 1, with a land area of nearly 12,000 square miles, represents 12 counties in southwestern Florida. Its 1.8 million residents contribute to the 21 million miles traveled daily on the state highway. District 2 is home to more than 1.9 million residents. Its 18 counties cover nearly 12,000 square miles. Travelers on the state highway system log more than 43 million miles daily. District 3 represents Florida's Panhandle. Its 1.4 million residents are spread over 16 counties and 11,500 square miles. Each day, motorists travel more than 26 million miles off state roads. 5 counties make up District 4's 5,000 square miles. With 3.6 million residents, vehicles in District 4 travel more than 52 million miles daily. District 5 is one of the fastest growing areas of the state. It covers 9 counties, has nearly 9,000 square miles, and is home to nearly 4 million residents who log more than 55 million vehicle miles traveled daily. District 6 encompasses Miami-Dade and Monroe counties in South Florida. The district is home to 2.6 million people. Its roads are traveled more than 31 million miles daily. District 7, with a land area of nearly 3,400 square miles, represents 5 counties with almost 2.9 million residents in the Tampa Bay area. Drivers in the district travel nearly 34 million miles daily. With 483 miles of beautifully maintained state-toll highways, Florida's turnpike system spans from Miami to Wyoming and includes toll facilities in South Florida, Orlando, and Tampa, as well as Polk County. On average, 2.3 million motorists use Florida's turnpike each day. Florida's Turnpike Enterprise is responsible for toll operations on all MDOT-owned and operated toll roads and bridges. This represents more than 600 miles of roadway and approximately 80% of all toll facilities in Florida. The existing transportation system within Florida is served by state-owned roadways, bridges, airports, deep-water seaports, rail lines, and transit agencies. FDOT maintains nearly 13,000 central lane miles and 6,783 bridges. Florida is home to 110,000 central lane miles of off-system roads and 5,381 off-system bridges, as well as 15 seaports, 129 public use airports, 2 spaceports with 10 launch facilities, and numerous passenger and rail freight partners, including the Sunrail, which runs from Orlando to DeBary, and the Tri-Rail, which runs from Miami to just north of West Palm Beach. FDOT's yearly transportation budget is more than $10 billion. FDOT is only 25% federally funded. State and local transportation officials are also responsible for looking at areas of congestion and the cause of these reoccurring and non-reoccurring trouble areas, and must develop plans and strategies to solve these congestion problems. Plans and goals of each district are carried out in part at each district's 5-year work program, the district transportation plan. This program is developed by working with local governments, other agencies, and the public. The metropolitan planning organizations and local governments help to set transportation priorities for the department. The district funds the highest priority projects using state and federal funds and entering them into the work program. Keeping in mind there are funding constraints and it may take time to fully fund these projects. This work program contains projects in different phases of production: planning, project development and environment, design, right-of-way, and construction. Whether a new road or bridge is being built or the department is assisting other transportation agencies, each project goes through the phases of production. The official 5-year work program is adopted July 1st by the Florida State Secretary of Transportation. July 1st is the first day of the state's fiscal year. The plan is adopted after the public hearings are held and public comments have been accepted. Local governments have endorsed the plan, and the Florida Transportation Commission and state legislatures have approved it. The plan also has stability. First, it is financially balanced. FDOT uses state and federal dollars that are forecasted in each fiscal year to fund projects that metropolitan planning organizations and county commissions have prioritized. Second, the plan is also stable because it funds the different phases of production to ensure the projects are moved through the schedule all the way through construction. Some projects are in the middle of the production process, some are just beginning, and some are near the end. As the district develops and updates each year's work programs with residents and local governments, it is understood that next July 1st, the current or first year of the plan will have begun or is complete and will not show as proposed anymore. The new fifth year will be added on. The yearly update produces the tentative new 5-year work program. The district works with the public and local governments to set priorities with this new 5-year plan. New priorities are populated into the new 5th year. Adjustments in the first 3 years create stability issues. The work program assures we have a prioritized program of transportation choices that results in a better quality of life for the residents and visitors to this beautiful state.
Working in conjunction with the metropolitan and transportation planning organizations and agencies in the region, the department funds a variety of programs and projects to improve the overall transportation network. The programs usually impact multiple travel modes, facilities, and counties. One such program focuses on our congested interstates. The department is building a network of managed lanes and express bus service on I-95, I-595, and I-75. In Broward County, the I-95, I-75, and I-95 managed lane improvements are actively providing congestion relief. The work program includes repayment for these improvements. Also included in the draft tentative work program is the construction of Southwest 10th Street from the Sawgrass Expressway to I-95. Transportation Systems Management and Operations, known as TSM&O, is the application of IT-based traffic control, monitoring, and information systems and strategies to improve the reliability and safety of the transportation network. These systems include traffic signal control, facilitating auto, transit, and pedestrian and bicyclist mobility on arterials, and incident management, ramp signaling, and express lanes on limited access facilities. TSM&O is very cost-effective and is increasingly seen as the only practical alternative to physically increasing transportation network capacity in densely developed and congested urban areas. The department recognizes TSM&O's importance to mobility and is applying it systematically and strategically in the district. As the department continues to work with our industry partners on technology, we recognize the importance of connected autonomous vehicles for the future. As such, a pilot project along State Road 710 is programmed to begin District 4's foray into the field. Rail passenger service is also a key component in enhancing the transportation choices for South Florida. The department continues to assist the South Florida Regional Transportation Authority, or SFRTA, by providing operating funds for Tri-Rail. This funding includes the maintenance and dispatch of the South Florida Rail Corridor by SFRTA. Right-of-way funds are allocated for the last section of the South Florida Rail Corridor, double tracking over the Miami River, as well as we have started to set aside funding for construction. Additionally, funding for rolling stock is also included. We will now highlight projects included in the draft tentative work program for each of the 5 counties in District 4. Each of our counties is represented by a Metropolitan Planning Organization, or MPO, a federally mandated and federally funded transportation policy-making organization made up of representatives from local governments and governmental transportation authorities. The MPOs, or TPO as it is known in St. Lucie County, or TPA as it is known in Palm Beach County, provide an annual list of prioritized projects which form the basis of the development of the draft tentative work program. The Broward MPO continues to focus on operational improvements, transit projects, pedestrian and bicycle facilities, and congestion relief projects throughout the county, along with long-term strategic planning at the MPO level. As shown on this map, a variety of interstate projects are included. And as shown on this map, a variety of interstate projects are continued. The department is working closely with the MPO and local partners to advance the MPO's priority projects. The department and MPO are also focusing on congestion relief, roadway improvements, and capacity where possible. Additionally, resurfacing projects that will extend the service life of our facilities for the traveling public to use on a daily basis are included as well. The department is also partnering with the MPO to start looking at resiliency studies in the region. This map highlights the north section of Broward County. This map highlights the midsection of Broward County. This map highlights the southeast quadrant of Broward County. This map highlights the southwest quadrant of Broward County. Transportation is not just about moving people. It is also about moving freight and goods throughout the county and the state. The department will assist with funding to Port Everglades. Projects include Southport Turning Notch expansion and cargo berth improvements. The department will provide funding for major transportation improvements at local airports. Working with the Palm Beach TPA, the department will design and construct several major transportation improvements in the next 5 years. Roadway improvements, including capacity and reconstruction and safety, continue progressing in Palm Beach County. Projects are in a variety of phases: PD&E, design, right-of-way, and construction. Additionally, many projects from the TPA's Local Initiatives Program focus on local needs, especially bike and pedestrian needs, as well as resurfacing projects that the department takes the lead on to extend the service of the life of the pavement. This map highlights the western portion of Palm Beach County. This map highlights the northern portion of Palm Beach County. This map highlights the southern portion of Palm Beach County. Funding is also programmed for the replacement of the U.S. bridge over the Earman River. Current and future construction on I-95 will provide significant congestion relief to move goods within and through the Palm Beach County and continued improved access to and from the Port of Palm Beach. The department will provide funding for major transportation improvements also at local airports. Working with the Martin and Indian River MPOs and St. Lucie TPO, the department will construct several major roadway improvements in the next 5 years in the Treasure Coast. Martin MPO is continuing to partner with the department on a number of PD&Es and feasibility studies. Both the department and Martin County are focusing on resurfacing to extend the service life of the pavement, as well as signalization, striping, and safety projects in the area, which are both on the state highway system and off the state highway system projects. This map highlights the northern portion of Martin County. This map highlights the western portion of Martin County. This map highlights the southern portion of Martin County. We continue to work with Martin County Aviation to improve Witham Field. In St. Lucie County, the department is partnering with the county to widen and work towards future widening of a number of local and state roadways, along with congestion relief projects in the county. The department also continues to focus on resurfacing to extend the service life of the pavement. This map highlights the northern portion of St. Lucie County. This map highlights the southern portion of St. Lucie County. The department will replace one bridge in the next 5 years, the State Road A1A North Bridge over the Intracoastal Waterway in Fort Pierce. Funding has been programmed for improvements at Treasure Coast International Airport, as well as funding for the Port of Fort Pierce. In Indian River County, the department is also partnering with the county to widen and work towards future widening a number of local and state roadways, including a new interchange at 995 and Oslo Road, along with congestion relief projects in the county. Additionally, the department continues to support resurfacing to extend the service life of our roadway. This map highlights the northern portion of Indian River County. This map highlights the southern portion of Indian River County. The department will replace one bridge in the next 5 years, the State Road A1A Sebastian Inlet Bridge over the Intracoastal Waterway. The project will also resurface A1A leading up to the south side of the bridge. Funding has been programmed for continued improvements to both the Vero Beach and Sebastian airports. This concludes our presentation. We will now open the floor for comments and questions. As I mentioned before, comments and questions can be submitted in writing from those of you attending online and those of you in person at the District 4 headquarters. If you are online, written comments can be submitted through the questions box in the webinar menu on your screen. Depending on the electronic device you are using, your screen may resemble one of these examples. You may need to click on a question icon. Also, if your menu has collapsed, you can reopen it by clicking on the red arrow. Again, while the webinar menu says questions, you can also submit comments pertaining to the information presented tonight. Those of you that will be making verbal comments, please start your comments by stating your name, agency, or organization you are representing, if any, and your city or residence. Also, we ask that you limit your questions to 3 minutes so that everyone will have a chance to speak. We will take questions and comments in the order they are received. I'd like to now introduce Leslie Weatherall, the District 4 Program Management Administrator, who will respond to the questions tonight. All right, now we can get started with the first comments questions. Leslie?
Hi, good evening, everyone. Thank you for joining us. It does not appear that we have any comments or questions at this time. So we will be closing the comment period and turn it back over to Billy. My apologies, we do have a question. What will DOT's project involvement be in the Southwest 19th Street project? Is there right-of-way acquisition? I don't believe there is right-of-way acquisition on that project. I believe it's a design project and a construction project that the local agency will be doing. Thank you for your question. Is there a master plan for improvements to the I-95 intersection?
County or?
Right, is there a second part to that, perhaps? Okay, we'll move on to the next comment, and if we can get clarification on that one. Comment about the citizens plan and the level of detail. Thank you for your comment. I see a comment about Southwest 10th Street,
That's the intersection.
that the master plan for improvements to the I-95 intersection at Southwest 10th Street. The department does have a project program for Southwest 10th Street at I-95. It is there, and there is a website for that as well, that you can look for additional information on.
SW10thstreet.com.
Thank you, Billy. Please provide an update on the Southwest 10th Street project, where the department is on the preferred alternative. Again, I would reference the website, the Southwest 10th website, for more information on that project.
You might want to mention the construction is out 1 year, right, from what they do.
Thank you, Secretary. Secretary O'Reilly is reminding me that the funding for that project, while it's still in the department's work program, it has been deferred slightly in the program. Another question about Sawgrass Expressway widening from 10th Street to Sunrise. We do have someone from the Turnpike on the line who we will get an answer from on that one. We appreciate your patience as we're going through the comments this evening. Thank you. There's a question about a specific project with a specific FM number, and I don't know the information on that one off the top of my head. We'll have to gather that information and get back to you on that. So that project is a feasibility study that is currently, I believe, ongoing, that the department is working on with the Metropolitan Planning Organization. Question about the status of the power line project between Commercial and Oakland. I believe that is the Tiger project that is under construction. So that would be the response to that, is it is under construction. So a follow-up question on Southwest 10th about the alternative. Do we have additional information? The website is the best place to look for that information. Southwest 10th Street.
So we held a public hearing, and so I think a lot of these questions are related to Southwest 10th Street. We held a public hearing. We expect to make some decisions. If you attended the public hearing, there was some discussion about having ramps or not ramps. We expect to make those decisions in the next month or so, and then go to location design approval. I don't have the exact date, but it'll happen this year. And the funding for the construction moved out 1 year, and we split the project. So we one project moved out a year in 24, one in 25, and we also secured funding, extra funding for more ramp work at the interstate, right? And we also secured funding for ITS components to be done in advance of the project to help set up good maintenance and traffic plans as we construct the project. So that'll be a whole new project in 2023. So that'll be a whole new project that wasn't in the work program before. But Southwest 10th Street has remained in our work program fully funded, but it's split into various projects.
Thank you, Secretary. So going back to the question we had previously from the Turnpike, they're looking into the question for us. We have 2 projects along the Turnpike to widen at Sunrise. The information is also provided in the Turnpike summary that is located on the website that was provided with the documentation in the webinar link, as well as on the DOT website. It looks like that's the end of the comments, so we'll go ahead and close the comment period, and I'll turn it back over to Guillermo. Thank you.
Thank you. Seeing that there are no more comments or questions, the Florida Department of Transportation thanks you for participating in tonight's District 4 Draft Tentative Work Program public hearing for the fiscal years between July 1, 2021 and June 30, 2026. After tonight, we will continue to accept comments and questions for 10 days by email or by U.S. mail and addressed to Mr. Jerry O'Reilly at 3400 West Commercial Boulevard, Fort Lauderdale, Florida, 33309, or at jerry.o'reilly@dot.state.fl.us. Tonight's hearing has been recorded and will be posted February 3, 2021 on the website referenced earlier in this presentation and that you see at the bottom of this slide. It is now 7:07. Presentations have concluded and there are no further questions or comments from the public. The FDOT District 4 Draft Tentative Work Program public hearing is now adjourned. On behalf of the Florida Department of Transportation, I thank you for participating and have a good night.